There is a moment many speakers don't talk about. The moment where you're mid-sentence and suddenly you start editing yourself in real time. You hear yourself speaking, and instead of staying connected to your idea, you start thinking about how you sound. You tighten your language and you start reaching for that right word. You try to sound polished, professional, and intelligent. And in that moment, you lose your natural voice. But this isn't a flaw. It's actually a protection strategy. So today I want to talk about why overpolishing happens, what's going on internally when it does, and how to shift to a more grounded and authentic authority. Overpolishing, it doesn't come from wanting to sound smart. It comes from wanting to feel safe. Most people polish or overpolish because they're afraid of being misunderstood. They're afraid of sounding unprepared. They're afraid of being judged. They're afraid of not sounding as competent as they actually are. Overpolishing is the nervous system saying, if I can't control every word, I can't control the outcome. And that is vital. It's a form of self-protection. And it shows up most when something matters deeply to us, when the stakes feel really high, and when you care about the impression that you're making, when you want to be taken seriously. So overpolishing is not about intelligence, it's actually about belonging. When you start overpolishing, three things happen inside of your system. First, your attention shifts from your idea to performance. You stop thinking with your audience and start thinking about yourself. Second, your nervous system moves into microfreeze. It's not a full shutdown. It's just that there's enough tension to disrupt the flow. And you feel this tightness, a self-monitoring, a hesitation, and definitely that pressure to get it right. And finally, your language. It becomes a shield. You reach for bigger words, more formal phrasing, or overly precise sentences because it feels safer than being direct. This is why overpolishing feels like you are losing access to your natural intelligence. It's because you actually are. Your brain is busy managing the risk, not your expression. So here's the part most people miss. You can't stop overpolishing by trying to relax or be yourself. But you can shift it by changing what your system is paying attention to. So here are three grounded, practical ways to do that. First, we anchor to our idea. Anchoring to your idea instead of your wording helps you because before you speak, you can ask yourself, what is the one thing I'm actually trying to say here? Not the perfect sentence, not the polished version, but rather the core idea. And second, please use working language instead of final language. Working language sounds like what I'm really trying to say is, here's the heart of it. Let me put this simply. This interrupts that perfection loop and it brings you back into connection. What am I really trying to say? Admit that with your audience. 3, we practice one breath on delivery. Take a breath, say your one idea, and then stop. It will restore your natural rhythm and prevent that spiraling into over-editing. You know, authentic authority isn't polished, it's present. It's not about perfect sentences, it's about grounded ideas. It's not about sounding impressive, it's about sounding true. When you stop over-polishing, you don't sound less intelligent, you sound more human, more confident, and more trustworthy. If you've been over polishing, it doesn't mean you're unsure of your ideas. It means you've been trying to protect yourself. I get it. I've been there. And the moment you shift from managing every word to trusting the idea that's underneath the words, your real voice comes back online. If this resonated, please subscribe for more. And tell me in the comments if you've ever caught yourself over polishing mid-sentence.